She wasn't a masochist. Surely the thought of 3 full days of going at it wasn't making her horny. All 3 dominants looked at her. Then Master Benjamin laughed. Oh God, was that why Master Ken and Master Jonathan had combined their bid, so they could take turns with her and rest in between?
Tamara, you offered 3 days when you signed up for the auction. I'm pretty sure that Masters Ken and Jonathan want to make those 3 days count. Is that going to be a problem?
While his voice was gentle and his question sounded reasonable, Master Benjamin couldn't quite hide his amusement. Heat rose to her cheeks, and she shook her head quickly. She had offered 3 days, and as appalling as that seemed right now, she wasn't going to back out and risk losing the huge donation that her auction slot had brought in for the women's shelter. No, it's not going to be a problem. I mean, I'm obviously available for whatever you want. It's what I put up for the auction. It's just, I guess I just hadn't expected to stay at the club for 3 days, but I'll do it, of course. She was rambling, and now all 3 of them were grinning at her, even Master Ken. Master Ken looked at Master Benjamin.
There's no rule that we have to stick to the club, is there?
Master Benjamin shook his head.
No, it's up to the participants and their comfort level. You can arrange for whatever you want to do. It's your scenes, or, in this case, days.
He said the last part with a wink at Tamara, making her face burn even hotter.
Of course, all participants need to be okay with whatever arrangement you come up with, and I am here to ensure that's the case.
Feeling his eyes on her, Tamara looked at Master Ken and met his intense stare. It felt like she was about to take some sort of test.
I would like for you to stay the 3 days in my home, provided that you're comfortable with that idea. You're welcome to come to the house before with someone else to look around, and you're more than welcome to vet me further before you make your decision. We can also arrange for someone else in the club to phone in regularly to make sure that you're feeling safe and taken care of.
Her head spun slightly at the idea. She could stay at Master Ken's house for 3 days. Over Christmas. She would not be alone at Christmas at all. The idea was nice, if a bit scary. She looked over at Master Jonathan. Will you be staying there too? Jonathan nodded.
There's 2 guest rooms, I might as well. Seems like it's the most convenient place to go. Certainly wouldn't work out in my apartment.
Master Ken scoffed.
You've really got to get yourself a bigger place.
For a second, Tamara wondered what Master Ken would say about her little sardine can of an apartment, but then her brain focused back on the decision at hand. Master Benjamin wouldn't allow this if he didn't consider both masters to be trustworthy people. Plus, a ton of club members had seen Master Ken win her at the auction, providing another thin layer of protection. I think I'll be okay with going to your place. I'd like to do some vetting and know the address in advance, though, please. I know Jessica vetted you already, but it would ease my mind to get some references before I commit. I would also appreciate the safety calls. I'm sure my friend Casey and her husband, Master Andrew, will be happy to do it. Benjamin smiled, making more notes on his sheet of paper.
Perfect. I will make sure that I'll check in with them, and just to be extra safe, I'll also take over a couple of the check-in calls myself. We'll set up a schedule for those.
Tamara nodded her agreement. That would be more than enough to make her feel safe. In all reality, it was probably more than what was truly needed, but she also wasn't stupid. If someone offered her a thick safety net, she was going to take it.
Now, let's chat scene limits,
Master Benjamin suggested, and Master Jonathan leaned forward, looking like he was a kid about to decide on the Christmas candy he wanted to try out first.
I believe we should discuss what Tamara feels comfortable with when it comes to being with 2 doms at the same time.
Master Ken's reasonable tone was almost drowned out by the sound of her heart beating loudly in her chest. This was actually happening. The thought made a nervous laugh bubble out. Maybe she needed to add some anal plugs to her advent calendar to get ready.